Welcome to eurythmyonline.com, webinar series 6, lesson 5. In this lesson, we're going to continue our deep dive into the evolution series of the consonants, add the consonants W and V, and begin creating a poem in eurythmy.
Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to our Tuesday Eurythmy class. Isn't it amazing to think that many of you have been on this journey with me together since June? I'm so glad you're here. Before we begin our class each week, Michelle and I take a moment together to remind ourselves, why are we doing this? What spiritual beings are showing up to make this event possible with you? So I'm so very glad to see you. And as always, my hope and my aspiration is that this eurythmy practice is taking roots in as many people as possible around the world, bringing you grounding, inspiration, centering, and nourishment. My heartfelt wish. So welcome once again. As you remember, we have had struggles getting my audio to work appropriately, and we're back today to using what we used several weeks ago, namely this fellow in my ear. And I will be really happy to, if hopefully it's going to work well for all of us. So I've been looking to make new purchases or find a better one. But if this works well, I'm so happy. All right. Today, we're going to continue on our journey with the consonants. Remember that the consonants are the formative part of language, and we created out of this wonderful apparatus of our larynx and the throat, the tongue and the teeth and the lips that sculpt the air while we speak. And the sculpting and molding and bringing forms into language create sounds, movements that are like the movements that are made in the shapes of things that we see in the natural world. And I've written about that in your PDFs. I try so much to explain to you that the consonants are the formative forces of creation, and they also live in us because we too are a microcosm of the great creative word. And so when we do the consonants, we are learning about the forces that made us, body, soul, and spirit, the forces that made us, the forces that we live in our bodies. And in getting to know that, we also get to know more about our intimate connection with the world. So last week we completed our journey of the 12 primary consonants of the evolution sequence. And now we'll go on to catch up a couple more of them. Today we'll do W and V. And then next week we'll look at B. And we'll look at P and K. And we'll also then take a little sideways glance also at the amazing English consonants, the Th, the Ch, and so on. And now this work will take one more delightful step, because we're going to work with this poem, the Apache poem, and learn how to do a little bit of artistic process in our eurythmy. So with that, I hope you're ready. I hope you've got your rod near you. And take a nice stretch so that your etheric body can move as smoothly as possible through your physical body. Roll your shoulders if you like, whatever works. And now, with your body smooth for the day, align yourself with this memory, this realization of yourself connected to heaven and earth, front space, back space, and the space around you. I'll begin by speaking the Eurythmy Meditation once. We'll do the peace exercise once, and then we'll continue. I seek within me creative forces working, creative powers living. The heavy weight of earth tells me through the word of my feet. The forming power of the air tells me through the singing of my hands. And the strength of heaven's light tells me through the thinking of my head how the great world in the human being speaks, sings, thinks. And with this meditation ringing in my heart, I am cognizant, I'm reminded of my value for the world. The great world lives in me, supporting me in my awakening so that I can give back. Now, the first thing I do in my movement practice is one of the warm-up exercises. Weight bears downwards, light streams upwards, or another one. And we'll do the peace exercise again today. Today we'll do it one time. Picture the stars above your head, the earth beneath your feet. You are light, living light. Spread your arms wide. You're connected to this present world that you're standing in by opening your arms and your heart. And the front of your body is built for the sense world. The back of your body, without eyes, is built to remind you of the invisible sources. Now we'll go with hands full of intention. May peace be below me. May peace be above me. May peace be all around me. May peace be before me. May peace be behind me. May peace be within me. With this enlivened sense of self, drop your arms and try, even as you drop your arms, to stay in touch with your heart as the center of your body. And remember, you want to feel yourself from your heart, not think yourself from your head. And from your heart now, feel your way into your feet. Let's walk forwards. Light of the sun, radiance of the moon, splendor of fire, swiftness of wind, backwards depth of the sea, stability of the earth, firmness of rocks, I bear in me. One more time, and remember, light of the sun. You can always be served. Radiance of the moon. You can always be served by doing this for up to an hour every day. Learn to breathe with your movement. Remember, we've spent many classes working on just getting gentle and soft in your breathing. Please always remember how much you can get from that. On the days when you don't feel like doing all these complex things we're doing, just walk. Your heart now filled with life. Open your arms wide. Tell yourself, remind yourself that your heart is your inner sun. The sun is the archetype for your heart outside. And bring Spirit Sun into your heart. And through your arms, ray back beyond your fingertips to the stars, to the sky. Within my heart shines the light of the sun. Within my soul weaves the warmth of the world. I will breathe the light of the sun. I will feel the warmth of the world. Light of the sun pour into me. Warmth of the world flow through me. Breathe. And this is part of my daily practice. And this is one of the things I wanted. I'm getting my rod. I wanted to be sure to emphasize with you. Now that you have so many exercises to choose from, how will you build your own personal practice? And I always start with these warm-up exercises. Something like the peace exercise and threefold walking and contraction expansion and my rods. And I may give myself 5 minutes or 10 minutes to that part of my daily practice. And then I go on to other choices. So let's do our sevenfold, standing very straight. Go down to the ground, up towards the sky, absolutely straight on your right side, straight on your left, straight on your right, above, below, in the middle, down to the ground, up to the sky, strong side, heart side, strong side, above, below, in the middle. There's a subtle sense of clicking into place. When you get to those positions, you feel, I've made it. That gives you clarity. You remember I call this my coffee exercise. Okay, we're going to take one step in each direction. Forwards and down. Feel your feet on the ground well. Backwards and up. Right side, left side, right side. Backwards, straight back, straight forwards. And back to your beginning position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And as much as possible, you don't need to look at the screen. You need to feel yourself in these different places. Let's do 3 steps. I take 3 forward, 3 back. Feel all the different sides and planes of your body. Feel back. Feel forwards and down and back in the middle. Okay, we'll do the 12-fold. Once again, I'll come closer for you. And this time, we're working on feeling the soft difference between lightness and heaviness. 1, notice how my shoulders are flat here. 1, 2, 3, heavy. And in the back, turn the hands. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel less heavy. 2, 3. I feel grounded. 7, 8, 9, deep. Levity. 1, 2, 3, and gravity. 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just slipping back so I can step. 1, 2. Feel your body. Feel the back surface. And plant yourself. Feel the front surface. Plant yourself. Back surface. And plant. Thank you. In my personal practice, I do other geometrical variations with it, and perhaps sometime I'll have a chance to show you them. I do a hexagram, a 6-pointed star with this one, not just forwards and back, but I want to keep going with you. I'm going to skip the spiral and go on to the waterfall. Beautiful arc. Back here, you feel your back, you know where the rod is. Drop and catch. And again, when I get back here, often I will touch my back before I drop it. You don't have to. You can leave it out behind your back a little bit. Drop and catch. Let's do 2 more times. And see, you're making this form of light around your head with it. This whole big scoop, living light behind you. Ground yourself. There. That one too, I always do with a little form, walking forwards and backwards and so on. All right. Now we'll go on to the work, our project for this module. I want to tell you, in my own personal practice at this point, if I'm working on an artistic piece, I would do that. Or almost every day I do the zodiac, the signs for the zodiac, the constellations and their corresponding consonants, or the planets and their corresponding vowels. That's my personal daily work, along with the Hallelujah. And I hope to be getting to that. I intend to get to that with you later on this spring. And for you, your work can be to spend a block, 7 weeks or whatever, doing just lots and lots of vowels. And now in this block, doing lots and lots of consonants. So let's turn to deepening the consonants. And remember, the more time you spend on a practice, the more your health is supported and sustained by inscribing these into your etheric body, which is not just a practice for today. It's actually a practice for changing your whole spiritual incarnation. I've been reading some works by Rudolf Steiner about actually what that does after death when you've inscribed so much into your etheric body. So work with it. All right, let's remember where we've been. We'll go through the entire 12 sounds from B to T. We remember wrapping our body around ourselves before birth. And then more and more, we move into matter. Next comes the D, descending from the heights, downward drawn, we find ourselves. And we won't stay stuck there. We are quickened by knowledge of the senses. And joyfully, restlessly roaming, we run about the world. Now a moment of peaceful unfolding until the soul unfolds from within. You step out into a new phase of life. I gain and grow in inner strength. Become more human as I learn. As a teacher, I share what I have learned with the world. Become a master. S. And the master is in right relationship to spirit when he opens in devotion at the culmination of a life. T. All of spirit flows into us. We become one with the forces that have made us. All right, we'll go through that again now. We'll do each sound on the journey 3 times. Beginning with B. You are dressed in yellow, meaning you feel this glowy light. It's your essence. It's the color of your shining. You reach back into the skies. You have a blue cloak with a red lining. Right now you see that my red lining. The inside of the cloak is your secret power. The outside hides and holds your light safe. And again. You can do this anytime in life when you need to strengthen yourself of protection. I feel safe boundaries in the embrace of the bee. Now, we go into a different mood, this gentle, watery, green feeling, green inner life, and the field of blue around you gives you the M. Forearms. With M, you really connect more and more. We move into matter. The next sound is like an awakening with D. Once again, you make yourself powerful inside. Orange, red, you are bright, you're excited, and you press down onto the ground, D. As you press, you compress the etheric space behind you, and the space around your head becomes brighter. Pushing down. You're pushing the darkness down. Your head is becoming clearer even as you press down. The cosmic gesture for this is to imagine this is a moment where we say, and God created heaven and earth. Your head is like heaven. Down there, it's like earth. We change again for the N, feeling peaceful, balanced, and green. We reach into space, lilac. No, pull it back. Remember this profile moment here. You hold here for a second, touching gently. No. And again. No. And just one more time to remind you, the cosmic picture is that the Creator says, with everything here, I make a world. Now, no, human beings, let's see what you do with it. Stands back and lets us be free. The red R. Vigor, but light. It's a sound of air. And now the great peace of the L. Spread your arms wide. Down into gravity and really get down there. And then bit by bit, come forward here. Finally, you enter the realm of light. You keep your hands together until the top. When they unfold, it's like a tree in springtime. It's a rainbow in the sky. Again, down. From deep down, the deepest roots, life begins to spring, rises and unfolds beautifully. And once more, light. All right, in the story of development from birth to death, now we're at the second part of life where the child is stepping out for their own individual journey. And they push open the doors of their childhood. Go and look to see what the world has to offer. What will you seek? Go. And of course, this is not only a 21-year-old moment, happens again and again, as we all know. Go. And now you see what you want to learn. You go towards it. The sound yeah. And again. You immerse yourself in it. You gather up as much learning as you can. You immerse yourself in it until what you have learned comes into your own heart. And from here, you are going to be able to teach out of your heart wisdom. It's a gift to one student and the next. Take this light of knowing right through your heart and give it away. Until the teacher becomes a sage. And this is the one we learned last week. I'll do it with one arm first and then the other. I'll do first my right arm. You can do either one, I don't mind, but I start wide and I swoop down and draw this figure 8 into space, figure 8 from below upwards. Then I'll do the other arm. I start wide, I swoop down, I'm drawing an 8 from the bottom up. And I am absolutely precise, determined, and the movement is a bit like a whip. It's like I slice through the air. Both arms together, I start wide, they come towards each other. They cross here, they uncross. They cross here at the top, and they uncross. And sometimes I tell students, it's as if you are a fakir in India, and these are your snakes, and you're going to let them dance out of your basket. So we go down, S, You put your snakes back in the basket. And you insist of them that they stay there. Again. S. And once more. And now we come to the H, opening in reverence and joy. You can also bring that in. And again, so light. And again, and again. Until at length we come to the sound T. And from here you spread your arms wide. You lift them high and bring them in. T. And I like to remind people or bring the provocative question, what would happen if you were struck by a bolt of lightning from above? You could, and that's what this T is like. T should be as powerful as lightning. But instead of knocking us over, it gives us the strength to stand upright. Once again, bring lightning into yourself and respond T by being fully present. Thank you. And now, let's do the simple form that we have been working on. We will start with an inwinding spiral to the right with the B, and an unwinding spiral also going out that way, retracing our steps with the M, and then D forwards, N back. Now, do you remember? I hope maybe you've been practicing. Do you remember we do this loopy form with the R, and the L in standing. The rest of the sounds are forwards and backwards. I hope you'll remember. But this is the beginning for being even more flexible in your personal practice. So, to the right. Out of my abode in heaven, waken to birth. And now, feeling my legs and my arms in this water, stay in the mood of the M until you get back to the beginning. Here you change your color, change your intention for the D. Walk forwards, every step more and more grounded. D. And backwards with a little light foot. No, light stepping, I mean. Okay. See if you remember the R. I'm going to the right. I'll do 2 R's and come back and land where I am here. We go. And then L, light. The G, I walk forwards. G, every step pushing my resistance away, and F comes forward right through me. With the S, I like to make a curving line that snakes right or left and right on my way back. You can go straight back if it's difficult to figure out. And T. Rest. How do you feel? We'll do that again, but it's always good at the end to feel, what did that do to me? It makes you feel more lively. And if you're very fine, have a fine sense of feeling, you'll feel that it feels different from the vowels, which are an exercise of your soul feeling. This makes you feel sparkly or enlivened. This time I'll turn my back to you, and now you follow me. I'll begin to my right. Out of our abode in heaven, we waken to birth. More and more, we move into matter. Downward drawn, we find ourselves. We are quickened through knowledge of the senses. Restlessly, we wander through the world till the soul unfolds from within. We gain and grow in inner strength. We become more human through what we learn. We free the force of knowledge into the air. We become masters of inner strength, heralding to new heights the light of truth that streams into us. And release. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to go on, but let me just tell you, in your personal practice, it's always good to practice things in series of threes. So normally I would do this a third time. But I want to take you now to a very beautiful sound pair, the sounds W and V. And if you've downloaded the PDF that I sent out yesterday, you already received it. It will be in today's PDF as well. Let me tell you about these sounds. And first of all, I want to encourage you to realize that any sound you can speak can be done in movement. And the question is, can you feel what the movement is? So what is whoa? Think about that. Whoa. What do you hear with that? Whoa. It starts heavy and gets light. Whoa. It lifts, doesn't it? Whoa. So let me show you the picture of it. And I have several things to tell you about it before we actually go into it. This is the only picture I have in this book of a sound with two drawings in it. The others just have one person. This one shows, if you will, the beginning position is stooped and then evolves or develops into this position. So you see, the W sound rises. And it's a partner with the sound V. Let me speak about this for a moment. W, the W, belongs to the zodiacal sound Aries. It's the first sound in the zodiacal circle, and its meaning is, here the world word weaves through the world. In English, we have so many wonderful words that begins with W, Also our words of inquiry, what, why, when, where, and so on. Wah, wah. And now here comes the anecdote. This was the last sound that Rudolf Steiner discovered, if you will. And he said about this one that it was so deeply inscribed or hidden even from him that he had the hardest time reading this. It's as if the materialistic forces of the world didn't want him to find it. What does that mean? It's got so much power in it that it was like the very last gift of the forces of materialism. And by finding it, we have some real resurrection forces in the Hua. And that I'll show you the partner sound first, and then we'll go on and try moving it. The partner sound is V. So where we say world in German, they say Welt. When we say word, they say Wort. Where we say what, they say was. Where we say when, they say wann, and so on. So it's a partner. And the picture here, let's see how well you can see it. We go from the backspace over the head and then move forward. Okay, so again, you have these pictures in your PDF. Whoa. We begin the wa sound with, again, to speak about the Creator God. Imagine before the world was begun, the Creator God was veiled. We need to anthropomorphize this picture a little bit. Imagine the Creator was inside its own, her own world, not showing anything. And then at a certain moment, Creator God decided to say the word and make the world. And so with that, I feel this first. I'm behind a veil, and I'm going to lift the veil. Whoa. And now, whatever's inside the Creator's heart can begin to stream forth. Whoa. So feel heaviness against these forward surfaces. As you pick it up, it's heavy, you push against it. Whoa. And you might have a nice feeling if you imagine seaweed, for instance. That's about how heavy that feeling is against your arms. Whoa. And the wa we use in words like water or wind. So we go down, we're underneath the wave. Whoa. And the wave surges. Those of you who've seen whales, perhaps, you've seen how the water above the sail, above the whale, begins to surge upwards before you can see the whale. So we go. Whoa. And from there, it's clear what the V does, because the wa is a wave getting ready to go, and the V is like the top of the wave that's going to break across the surface. So I'm going to catch a wave, and with my arms ride it towards the shore. Like this, I go back. I let it crest over my head in the archetypal form, up and over, down and up and over and down and into the distance. And it's good to let it go. And you can even, after the last one you do physically, watch it continue into the distance. Again, There it goes. Or I imagine on land, it would be like going over hills and valleys and hills and valleys. And I hope we've all been in landscapes like that. I think of Northern England when I see that, but you must have your own place. Here we go. And so let's create the word wave, wa and v. So we'll pick up the W here. Pick up the water. Wa. And again. Wave. And go ahead, do it 3 more times. I'll watch, sort of. Whoa. And again. Wave. And one more time. Wave. And rest. Good. The beginning of all things with the wa. Aries. Yeah. We'll work more on that later when we do the constellation module later on. All right. I would like to work with you now on the poem, the Apache poem that we have in the PDF. Let me speak it to you, and I would like you to enliven it, and then we'll go on a deep journey with it. So try to see these things as I speak the lines. It's a blessing from one person to another. May the sun shine its light upon you by day. May the moon restore you with its glow by night. May the rain gently wash away your sadness. May the wind blow new strength into you. May you walk gently through this world, and may you know its beauty all the days of your life. And now let's take our next step by, I'm going to invite you to speak, and into the internet silence, I'm going to invite you to speak words after me, and we're going to say the dominant word for each line. And as you speak it, I want you to see it with your inner eyes. And in that, remind yourself that every time we speak a true word, a word with real accurate power, like the word sun, that you're actually creating through your words the imprint of the sun in the etheric space. So imagine it. So I'm going to say that word sun, and I'm going to see the sun before me. I'll say it first, and then you say it in your respective rooms. Sun. And then moon. And make that word golden or silver. Moon. Rain. Rain. Wind. Wind. And then we'll just do those 4 to begin with. So with this, we practice knowing all the sounds in our mouth that sculpt that thing out there. So much of spoken language is dead in that we just rattle off words. All the way most people read poetry is uninspired. But with poetry, you should make what you're talking about come alive on the stream of your breath. But Eurythmy creates a beautiful doorway towards that. So once again, as you say sun, see this golden light in the sky. Sun. Now, we'll silence the mouth and let our arms bring that word to life with the sounds of the word. When the word is not too long, we can do all the sounds in a word. We don't always, but let's try. First of all, we'll do a beautiful S going upwards. Why S? What does that have to do with sun? It's fiery, it's hot, it's sizzling hot. So we're going to make the sunrise. I go a little slower, but I point this energy, I give this energy towards the sun. Again, don't speak it, I'll speak it, but don't you? Now I can arrange things so I end in the vowel of the word sun. Ah, not a perfect ah, it's not sun, it's sun, a little bit narrower. It's like a ah. And the word ends in an N. So just when I get up there on my vowel, I will pull back a little bit and look at the sun. That's how we will create that, okay? Sun. You're going to wish for someone that they can get the sun. Let's try again. Sun. And now we'll change and we'll do moon. Create an entirely different mood around yourself. Instead of hot sunlight, see the cool whiteness of the moon, almost a silvery light in the dark sky. And you might think of coyotes howling, wolves howling. Ooh. So we're going to use the sound M to go towards that mysterious moon. M. You notice that the arms can organically be close together with the oo sound. Moon. Again. Moon. All right. Now in gesture, let's do first one and then the other. May the sun shine its light upon you by day. Change your mood. May the moon restore you with its glow by night. Now, in a poem like this, where there are repeated blessings, we don't want to jump over the word may, so we'll do a little A at the beginning before the sun and the moon. May the sun shine its light upon you by day. May the moon restore you with its glow by night. Now we're going to make two more words, rain and then wind. Rain, we're going to use the R, her, to make a cycle of, like the rain cycle. Let's let this be a bit of a wonderful, refreshing rain. We go. May the rain right over your head drops to the earth and splashes. Here we go. May the, and get a whole armful of water. Feel yourself in the gray of the water downpouring. Did you get that? Make your color different from the sun and the moon. Invoke a cloudy day. Hopefully it's Hawaiian water. I like that water. May the rain gently wash away your sadness. Again, may the rain gently wash away your sadness. May the wind blow new strength into you. So let's let this W start a windstorm coming. It's going to blow and make you strong. So feel it before you go. Invoke the picture, not sun, moon, or rain, but wind wants to pick you up. May, here we go. May the wind, may the wind. Now I've been putting the vowel in every word, the A or the oo or the ah. The wind, what vowel is that? It's a little E. Instead of the big E, it's a little E. So tenderly, we'll let this be a soft wind. May the wind, just like that. May the wind. May the wind blow new strength into you. So let's do all of these. You have a friend, a child, a beloved who needs strength, or you won't see them for a while. You may want to give them a blessing for their way. And so you wish them the best things of the world. May the sun shine its light upon you by day. May the moon restore you with its glow by night. May the rain gently wash away your sadness. May the wind blow new strength into you. May you walk gently through the world, and may you know its beauty all the days of your life. And now we do have 2 weeks left, so we'll keep going on this. But I'm going to teach you a little bit more in each line. And right now, I'll just teach you a little bit more on the first line. May the sun shine its light upon you by day. So when we choose sounds in Eurythmy, we choose the dominant pictures in a line, shine and light, for instance, but at least until we're a fully capable stage eurythmist, we're not going to do that little word it's. It gets swallowed up in there. One can do it, but I'm not going to ask you to go that far. But we're going to shine light and day. They're the dominant pictures. Also, according to sounds and according to rhythms, they're the strongest sounds. So we're going to go, and we'll just do this line. We won't do the others. May. Now you see the sun. The sun. Now you're going to take the sound I that we worked on last time, palms up, and bring sunlight swooping through this room. Shine. Take it the other way. Shine its light upon you, my friend, by day. You end up standing in this daylight. You could also do A, maybe I even wrote A in the PDF, it's possible. But if I did, just make the correction, I want the D there. Try one more time, 2 more times. May the sun shine its light upon you, my friend, by day. May the sun, see what you're doing, see that you're making light in the room, shine its light. Is the whole space you're in brighter now? And think of this imagined friend that's light upon you. And as you do this, by day, you're giving the person the strength to stand full of light, this light of the tea, by day. Fold your arms and bring the class to a close. In folding your arms, you are bringing your energy back to yourself. Perhaps you feel when you do Eurythmy, if done well, you have then beautifully opened to the etheric space around you, opening your energies. And then it's good to pull yourself back in, because later on you'll have to wash dishes and do taxes and etc. etc. You've got to be, we have to be fully human in our spiritual path and on our work. Thank you. All right, questions and comments. I'm going to give you just a couple of comments here. I don't know if some of you have joined this Eurythmy class or the Human and Cosmic Evolution class that we're doing on Thursday evenings, but you just have 2 more days to join it. So if you want to join it, please do. And also, I'm going to start a new short class for those of you who would like to continue or join the short classes. Next Tuesday, we'll begin doing a 4-week block on the copper rods. So, Michelle, what words do you have?
Well, let's see. The first one that comes to mind is beautiful. And then the second that comes to mind is our list of questions. Let's see. So our Lisa asked, you know what? I have it written down, so I'm going to just go with that. And then I'll come back to the chat. Lisa said,
Okay.
do we do, yes, Lisa is 1 step ahead of us in terms of the series, plural. Do we?
Okay, she's ready for the consonants or the constellations.
Yes.
Okay, they're coming, Lisa, they're coming.
Yes, she said, do we do the constellation followed by its vowel or consonant? And do you then go to the next constellation starting with Aries, or zodiac or planets first?
Oh, Lisa, look at you. Yes, that's what I do when I'm doing that. That's my normal practice, that I go around the whole circle of the zodiac and then I go through the 7 planets and just imprint those archetypes. So yes, yep.
It's almost like a preview of things to come.
Yeah, she's opening curtains here.
Okay, Joanna said, W and S are my favorite consonants. In terms of those vowels and consonants, which both attract us and repel us, would it be wise that we work on both extremes of favorites and least favorite in order to balance any imbalances in our being?
What a wise woman. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. As you most probably know, judging from your question, it's so important that we want to become universal. We want to become universal human beings so that we can do all of it and don't just live in our sympathies. Good question. Learn it all. Go around the circle of 12, like Lisa said.
Oh, wait a minute. That's coming soon. Christine asks, when you do the M, sometimes both hands are going forward at the same time, and others they are not, one forward and one back. Does it matter how you do it?
It's an artistic question. And if you have my book or if you've looked at the PDF that I have instructions for that. The M is altogether this way of being in space. And the M can go like, it can go like this, down here, forwards and back, can go up, it can go into me, can go like that. And as I've said before, it's very much like Tai Chi, where you densen the space around you and move through it. And they all have a different therapeutic and artistic effect.
You're waiting for the next question, aren't you?
I am.
I was responding to someone's message. Okay, here we go. Genevieve says, I had noticed that Aries was not included in the evolution sequence, and then came W and V. Could it not begin at the beginning before our birth as a pre-existence power?
So you know what else? What other one isn't in there is in the evolution series is Libra, although it gets in there with the It's interesting that you asked that, Genevieve, because Danielis asked me the same thing in an email yesterday. A kind of multifaceted answer, because the wisdom of the evolution series is its 12-fold nature. So I like to teach that as it's like a painting. It's a series that Rudolf Steiner created, right? Those 12. And it's like the painting that he made. And yeah, I could put the W and the V at the beginning of that. I could. But it's like trying to improve an already beautiful painting. So it's not inherently wrong, but it's not necessarily called for. But by all means, if you want to do it, do it. I get my nourishment of the W and the V when I do the constellation circle that Lisa and I are talking about, that we'll get to soon.
And there we go. That appears to be the end of our questions for today. Imagine that.
All right. So, dear people, let me just look forward. After this series, before long, we'll be entering the season of the so-called Lent, the season going towards Easter. And with Easter, we have a wonderful journey with a poem about how the planets live in the human etheric body. And so just headed up towards Easter, we're going to do a series getting ready for the celebratory Easter poem, meaning our next module will be doing the planets and how they live in our etheric body and what archetypes they bring to us as mythological powers and as powers in our body. And then after Easter, we will do the zodiac. At the same time, I think it's necessary to start a new module that will be as intense as what we've done, and let that be available for beginners. I'm also very interested in knowing about your personal practices, so I'm preparing a survey. I do hope you'll fill it out to what has nourished you most. Are you able to practice? And so on. So please look for that series or that survey and fill it out when it comes to you. I've also noticed that our numbers have dropped, and that means that you are the ones with the commitment and the fascination to go further, but please help spread the word. One more thing about the planets and the constellations. In this one, I'm really going to ask for a financial commitment from everyone. Why? Because there reaches a point where the work becomes, how can I say, it's so spiritually sacred. As Rudolf Steiner said, at a certain point, there has to be a response or a grounding or an equivalent, he says, in the material world. So I'm considering, do I actually charge $10 a session for the next ones, or can I still work on the honor system for you? Still working on that. But yeah, going forwards, we're going to go deeper, and I can't wait. Very, very excited. Any more questions, Michelle?
I believe you covered it.
Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and I know that I will see some of you this evening, or no, some of you will see me this evening. And you can look for the PDF, okay, coming forward. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.